In 1960, Peter Snell won an Olympic gold in Rome. In 1964, Peter Snell won 2 Olympic golds in Tokyo. In 2017, today to be precise, 2 of those 3 gold medals were gifted to Te Papa. Other treasures were gifted too, a tankard from a time when people were given tankards, in this case for breaking the world mile record. One of the shoes he wore in the 800 metres final in Rome, handmade by Arthur Lydiard, still a striking and modern looking object more than half a century on. All of this happened at Te Papa this morning, and afterwards I noticed on the live view that Sir Peter didn't have an Olympic gold around his neck, but something greener.
Well, it's a beautiful piece of greenstone that was presented to me by 2 charming Maori ladies at the ceremony here at Te Papa. And I have forgotten what they call this. Manaya? It's a manaya, John. And it is just absolutely... Can you see that?
Yeah, I can. It's beautiful. It's beautiful work.
It is beautiful, absolutely. So I am going to treasure this. What a wonderful job Te Papa has done, not only in displaying this stuff so tastefully, but this ceremony was just absolutely incredible. I am going to take this to my grave, I'm sure.
I wonder if you understood how loved and admired you are in this country. I wonder if you are just coming to grips with that now.
Well, I have felt that a bit in the past, but this has been way more. This actually, I had to get the tissue out in order to get through this experience. So yes, I actually do feel that, and that's why I feel so good about Te Papa having this memorabilia. It's really a perfect fit. It makes me feel good about trying to return how New Zealanders have expressed their feelings about me and what I've done, and vice versa.
The wonderful thing is that many of the youngsters, all of the youngsters who were there today, in fact anyone who isn't middle-aged basically, wasn't born when you won in Tokyo, when you won in Rome, and yet they know it's part of their sense of New Zealand history. And the kids from your old school, Mount Albert Grammar, looking so proud, so sparkly-eyed. That must be magic, that stuff.
Yes, it is, and I think we have to thank YouTube for a lot of this highlight stuff, which has kept things alive. And so I think I owe my recognition to Google.
No, nothing wrong with that. I have to say, I've been watching on YouTube and I'd forgotten that kick you had at the end. Boy, you had a formidable finish, didn't you?
Yeah, well, when you're cruising towards the end, it's possible to get that extra gear or two, and that's what the endurance training was all about, to be able to cruise while the others were struggling a bit. And so part of it was that I looked as though I was running faster, and it probably was a little, but the others were also starting to die.
Yeah, they were. Your finishes were quite remarkable. You were still pulling away in the 1500 when you won gold. I mean, the distance between you and second place was daylight, effectively. Do you remember the races?
Yeah. Yeah, I very clearly, and especially the Rome one, well, and also the Tokyo ones as well. But I did learn after Rome the power of being able to make a dramatic move on the psychological effect it had on your opposition. George Kerr did that to me in Napier, and I remember I gave up when he came by so fast, and then I nearly caught him at the tape, and I thought, darn it, if I hadn't have sort of tossed it in, that wouldn't have happened. And so I've always tried to do that to others with that in mind.
Can you tell me of the wonderful treasures that Te Papa now has that you have given them? Is there one that is particularly special to you? I mean, obviously there's the gold medals, but is there one that really stands out?
Yeah, well, that's it. They did select other things that, to me, are not as significant, but to them, they tell the story. For example, it's the medal. It's specifically the Rome medal is the biggie, because that was such a surprise that launched me as an international class athlete. It changed my life. The Tokyo medals were more a confirmation of what I demonstrated that I could do, and that was sort of satisfying. That was satisfying, but the Rome medal, that was the first, that was the big one, and that's the most treasured.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you went to Tokyo so overwhelmingly the favourite. You were running the fastest times in the world. You were way better in terms of times than anyone else in the field. But in Rome, you totally were a surprise package.
Absolutely. Yeah, in fact, there were some commentators thought that the first round heat was a sham because there were only 4 of us in it. The other 3 were world ranked runners. And so why even bother have the race?
57 years ago. And now you've come home and your medals have come home. It's magic, isn't it?
It is. Well, that's how Te Papa have promoted it. Medal winning magic. Nice. It has a nice ring to it.
Sir Peter Snell.